In the summer of 1965, the Whitaker family lived quietly on the outskirts of Sedona, surrounded by red rock formations and endless desert sky. Thomas Whitaker worked as a mechanic. Eleanor kept careful journals of daily life, and their children, Daniel and Ruth, attended the small local school. They were known as reserved but kind, never the type to attract attention. On August 14th, several residents reported strange lights hovering beyond the rocks near town. They were not like airplanes. There was no sound, no blinking signals, just steady white shapes suspended in the sky. Thomas mentioned seeing something unusual while driving home that night, but dismissed it as a trick of the desert air. Eleanor, however, wrote in her journal, "The light returned. It stayed too long to be a star." Over the next days, the family's behavior changed. Daniel told a classmate that the tall visitors had spoken to him without words. Ruth refused to sleep unless every curtain in the house was tightly closed. Eleanor stopped attending church and began writing obsessively, filling pages that were later found torn out. Thomas started driving into the desert after midnight. Tire tracks were eventually discovered, leading toward a dry wash outside town, stopping suddenly in open ground with no sign of a turn or return. Neighbors reported hearing a faint humming on certain nights, like distant machinery or electrical wires vibrating in the dark. One rancher claimed he saw a bright glow descending silently behind a ridge near the Whitaker's property. On September 2nd, the family vanished. Their house was found unlocked. Breakfast dishes sat on the table. Thomas's tools were laid out in the garage, as if he had planned to return within minutes. Eleanor's final journal entry ended mid-sentence. "They say it is time, and we must." No bodies were found. No signs of struggle. Their bank accounts remained untouched. The car was still parked in the driveway. Official reports listed the case as a voluntary disappearance, but locals were never convinced. To this day, some residents of Sedona claim that on certain quiet nights, a soft humming returns to the desert air, and faint lights hover beyond the red rocks, silent, waiting.